comedy duo.
Chapter 5.
No.
Chapter 5. Now, gentlemen, I'm sure you're all aware of the severity of the situation, so let's not dwindle on the fact that we have 3 Special Forces men on Earth, the drop-off point Rio de Janeiro,
Calm down, Cran.
an officer said. Nor let us dwindle on the fact that they could have been taken by rebellion troops. Cran ignored him. Nor let us dwindle on the fact that they could be dead. Do not tell me to calm down when we... This is awful.
It really is. You sound like a fat World War II fighter race.
Will we have to... Until we have to fix on these men? I think we need a different accent for that.
Oh, it's fine, go on.
The Secretary of Defense had been arguing with the President of Kinetica Industries for almost an hour now, while the members of the board watched them intently. The board had been holding regular meetings on the Earth's orbital station, Iron Fist 2.
Where's Iron Fist what?
I don't know, since the situation... It crashed. Since the situation had arose in
Never
Rio.
mind, incompetent Special Forces soldier.
Now, shouting at each other continuously, the solution became clearer and clearer. Orbital bombardment. Yeah, you see.
I will not be responsible for the deaths of those well-trained men.
Shouted the Defense Secretary. You know what our only option is. By continuing this argument, you are postponing the inevitable.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry to inform you, Kran, but the decision is mine and mine alone.
Not me.
Yes, you're right, it is.
I'm gonna try again.
Wait a second, is it you?
Yeah, you're Cran. So you would be taking those yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry to inform you, Cran, but the decision is mine and mine alone. We will bombard Rio, thus preventing the obtaining of this important information by the rebellion.
Sir, with all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about.
You've already said that.
Our boys could have easily already obtained the disc. They could have destroyed it. The possibilities are endless.
It is exactly why we have to make the assumption that the Special Forces have not succeeded in the test.
Are you doubting my men? Are you saying you could do a better job?
Do you have any idea how incompetent those guys are?
I think I bloody well could.
Careful, Secretary.
Another officer said.
This conversation is over, I think I said.
The President turned and walked out the room, leaving the Secretary standing, unmoving. Suddenly, his metal wristband bleeped. He pressed a button, just any button, not on the wristband.
He pressed the button and the orbital bombardment began. Oops.
He then walked briskly out the room and walked down a mahogany-panelled corridor. Walking down 2 flights of stairs, he turned to an elevator and got inside. The elevator sped down its shaft. What's that?
That's meant to be the elevator.
Oh, and stopped at the bridge. He walked out the elevator and punched in the access code, followed by a retinal scan. The thick metal door slid open.
Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary.
A man stepped forward and held out his hand. The secretary took it.
Give my hand back.
What can I do for you? Asked Cran.
We found the Axark that was sent in.
Cran's expression suddenly changed. Well, what happened?
The engines were rigged with explosives. Luckily, we were expecting it, and we were able to defuse them. However...
His voice trailed off. Well? Cran's voice rose with worry.
The pilot was found dead, and the emblem of the rebellion cut into his forehead. Most of the crew were dead. The co-pilot died in hospital 3 minutes ago.
In 3 hospitals. He was in a bad way.
So to confirm, everyone's dead. The ship was strewn with crude graffiti from someone called El Barto, but most of the internal computers had been destroyed.
The secretary's face fell.
Oh, your face fallen, Secretary. Here you are.
The pilot was his brother.
Cran, I'm so sorry.
Cran nodded and left the room silently. He walked down one of the corridors, now to Weapons and Defense HQ. There he met the President, already reading out the coordinates for the bombardment. Stop, said Cran. The President turned around, an expression of annoyance on his face. However, when he saw Cran's face, he was genuinely concerned. After all, they were friends as well as business partners.
What's wrong?
He asked. The ex-hawk. He stopped in mid-sentence, biting back the tears. The President was silent and dropped his eyes to the ground.
You dropped your eyes. Stop dropping things there.
Cran nodded. He couldn't help himself, and he looked down as a tear rolled down his face. The President walked forward and embraced him. This is uncomfortable.
This is awkward.
Feeling sympathy for the secretary.
Among other things.
I'm going down there and I will find our men.
Clan, you're too valuable to be lost in combat. We can't take the chances.
My brother is dead. I want to take a tactical squad down to Rio and find our men. Please, you must understand. The president looked thoughtful.
I'll think about it. In the meantime, get some rest. This is bloody stupid.